If you're looking for the best Lakers coverage here on YouTube, you came to the right place. It's the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. We have more than 35,000 subscribers, but let's continue to add to Laker Nation. We're going to be following the playoff race. Are the Lakers going to fall in the top 6 seeds? Are they going to be in the play-in tournament? You can find out right here. We'll also continue to scout some of the NBA draft prospects who might fall to the Lakers in the first round of the 2021 NBA draft. And when it's NBA free agency, we go all in here at Chat Sports. So hit that big red button down below or go to youtube.com/LakersTV and subscribe now. Welcome into the Los Angeles Lakers Report. I'm Chase Sr. with Chat Sports. Let's kick off today's show with Andre Drummond because I know a lot of Laker Nation has been fed up with his play. It's been very up and down with Los Angeles so far, and that's been the Andre Drummond experience summed up in a sentence. Some of his weaknesses since he signed after he got bought out by the Cleveland Cavaliers have been exposed. He's not the most athletic big man. When he has to go up against some other athletic centers around the perimeter, he struggles to get out to the three-point line. He doesn't stretch the floor offensively, kind of clogs the paint sometimes. And at times, he's also been a little bit lost defensively. Now, he has started all 14 games that he's played for Los Angeles, and the raw numbers, they're okay. Certainly getting a lot of burn at nearly 25 minutes per night. Averaging a little more than 12 points, almost 10 rebounds, so nearly a double-double as well as a block. But I'd say that Andre Drummond has just been okay. When we covered that he signed with the Lakers back in March, so many Lakers fans were so excited about what he was going to bring to the table, especially with AD out, and especially when LeBron James got hurt. That's because they saw what he did with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he was putting up digits. 17.5 points per game, 13.5 rebounds, solid defensively when he doesn't have to extend and get out to the three-point line. And his minutes with the Cavs, obviously, he was getting more playing time in Cleveland than he is with Los Angeles, and the numbers inflated a little bit because that Cavs team is terrible, and even with AD and LeBron out, Lakers a much better and well-rounded team, so you couldn't expect the numbers to be what he put up in Cleveland. But when you watch him, I think Laker Nation, they were just expecting a little bit more both offensively and defensively. He's been inconsistent, he's clogged the lane, and there have just been some confusing plays that he's made at times where he hasn't been in the right spot, or he's just kind of been out on an island, and you're wondering, Andre Drummond, what are you thinking? So Lakers fans were very excited about the signing when they originally brought him in. Now that you've seen him start 14 games for LA, I want to pose this question for you. Would you re-sign Andre Drummond after this season? Type R for re-sign, type P for pass, get your votes in and let me know what you come up with. Now, when he was with the Cavs, he was making around $28 million. Lakers, they cannot afford to pay him that salary. If the price is right, I would consider bringing Andre Drummond back because he does bring some value. He is a solid defensive player. He is pretty good on pick and rolls. I've been surprised with how good he is as a passer, but if he's going to demand anywhere north of $20 million, I might not even exceed $15 million because I'd rather go with a modern-day big who can stretch the floor a little bit and give this lineup a little more versatility. And the up-and-down nature of Andre Drummond's play has been voiced by Laker Nation because they're wondering if Marc Gasol should get more run. And since Drummond was signed, Gasol's minutes have been sporadic. He's gotten a couple DNPs. He's gotten limited action. Frank Vogel has held him out of the lineup. But I think Gasol is a better defensive option than Drummond. We're talking about a guy who's won NBA Defensive Player of the Year. And I think Marc Gasol, even at his age, as he's in his late 30s and in the twilight of his career, I think he adds a little bit of a spark to this Lakers offense because of his ability to shoot from the outside and stretch the floor a little bit, which opens up driving lanes for other players on the roster. After the Lakers had lost 3 games in a row and 6 of 7, there were some depressing quotes coming out of the locker room. One came from Kyle Kuzma, and he also talked about why he thinks Marc Gasol should get more minutes. And this is what he had to say after that loss to the Raptors on Sunday night. I'm not sure what to do. I wish we could get a little bit more time out there with Marc Gasol. That'd be something that would be pretty good for us for sure. And what do you know? When the Lakers played the Nuggets the other night, Marc Gasol got more minutes, 16 of them to be exact, and I thought he was really, really good. 10 points, 7 rebounds, and a block. And I understand that Nikola Jokic, who's going to win the NBA MVP most likely, went off for 32 points, right? But when Marc Gasol was lined up against him and defending him, I thought Gasol held up much better than a guy like Andre Drummond did. And I think with 7 games left in the NBA regular season, Frank Vogel has a decision to make. Is he going to continue to play Drummond much more minutes over a guy like Marc Gasol? We'll see. And Gasol has voiced his frustration with his lack of playing time. Is the win against the Nuggets a preview as to what's to come here with the NBA regular season winding down and the playoffs around the corner? We'll see. This is what Gasol had to say about his role and just not voicing his frustrations for the betterment of the team. I'm not going to sit here and tell you the things I can do that other guys can't. There's just some things that they do that are impossible for me to do. It's just physically impossible. I could try every day to catch lobs and be above the rim all night long. I've just never been that way. There's things that I do that are a little bit different, but it's about the team and how we all put that priority and goal amongst everything and winning. This is why Marc Gasol was such a vital piece to the Raptors championship team a couple years ago with Kawhi Leonard, because of that mentality right there. And I think he proved on Monday night that he deserves some more playing time. So let me ask this question. Who should get more playing time down low at the center spot for the Lakers? Type AD if you think it's Andre Drummond. Type MG for Marc Gasol. Get your votes in the comment section. As we progress to the playoffs, and if the Lakers are in the play-in tournament, I really like the Lakers' lineup versatility because they can play a variety of styles. If you want to go small ball, more athletic, you go with Montrezl Harrell. If you want a defensive brute force who can also stretch the floor, you trot out Marc Gasol. If you want to bring in Andre Drummond to have him as an active body down low who brings this lineup a lot of energy, he can block some shots, roll off some pick and rolls, pick and pop, and also give you some passing ability, then you go with Andre Drummond. So I actually really like the Lakers lineup versatility, but I do agree with Laker Nation that Marc Gasol should get more run. Today's Lakers Report is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. And as we know, the Lakers are slipping in the Western Conference. If you're slipping with trimming your beard or your ball hair, we have an answer for you. It is Manscaped. If you go to manscaped.com/chat and enter the promo code Lakers, you get 20% off plus free shipping on the best men's grooming products. If you want to run through that beard hair or that pubic hair just like the Lakers ran through the playoffs late last year en route to another NBA championship, the Lawnmower 3.0 is there to solve all of your problems. Because if you're hairy down there, especially, your lady will think that you're scary. So once again, that's manscaped.com/chat. Enter the promo code Lakers. You get 20% off plus free shipping. And lastly, the perfect package will help give you the perfect package. Those Manscaped boxer briefs, they're phenomenal. I run in those things, and I'm not flopping around in pain. That travel bag, I'm about to go to Austin, Texas this weekend. I'm going to put all my toiletry items in that travel bag. I'll be sure to put this link in the description as well as the comments. LeBron James is going to be out for the next 2 games because that ankle injury continues to cause problems for the guy who I believe is still the best player in the NBA. He will be out against the Los Angeles Clippers on Thursday night, which is a crucial game when you look at the Western Conference standings. He's also going to be out on the back end of that back-to-back on the road against the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, LeBron came back last Friday against the Sacramento Kings after not having played since March 20th, then left in Sunday's loss against the Raptors because that ankle had become tender. And this is a little bit of a concern for me because with 7 games left, you have some new pieces in the aforementioned Andre Drummond, as well as Ben McLemore, and some of the other pieces that the Lakers have brought in. You bring back AD, who comes off that calf and Achilles strain, as well as LeBron, and time is running out for this Lakers roster to gain a form of consistency, continuity and camaraderie with them being in danger of being in the NBA play-in tournament. And the schedule coming up, it is not easy by any means. Against the Clippers on Thursday night, against the Trailblazers on Friday, as I mentioned, against the Suns, who have been outstanding this year and are battling for the top spot in the Western Conference. The red-hot Knicks are coming to Los Angeles on May 11th, and then you round out the regular season against the Rockets, against the Pacers, and against the Pelicans. So definitely 3 winnable games right there, but the previous 4, very difficult for this team. And as I look ahead with the Lakers in the 6th seed, and we're going to take a look at the Western Conference standings here in just a second, I'm not panicking just yet, because anytime you have a guy like LeBron James, who's still the best player in the world, I believe you can still make a run in the playoffs, and you really just have to focus all of your energy toward getting healthy for that playoff run, because as long as LeBron is on the floor, I think the Lakers are in a good spot. But as we pull up the Western Conference standings, they do have to put in some work in the last 7 games of the season. I mean, obviously, you're not going to catch these teams, the Suns, the Jazz, the Clippers, and the Nuggets. I'm kind of looking at that 5-6 range for the Lakers to fall into. Mavericks at 37-28, Lakers right there at 37-28 as well, but because the Lakers lost back-to-back games in Dallas a couple weeks ago, Dallas owns the tiebreaker, and they're just 1 game up on the Portland Trailblazers, and if they fall into that 7th spot, they will have to play in that play-in tournament that LeBron James ripped on Sunday night. So some work to be done for the Lakers with 7 games left. The big focus, you just have to get healthy. And the good news is for the Lakers, Anthony Davis is starting to play really, really well and round into form. And as we've seen, LeBron James, he's usually the bionic man. Hopefully he can bounce back from that ankle sprain and it doesn't cause him any problems. Where will the Lakers fall in the NBA playoff race? Type P if you think they're going to be in the play-in, which is the 7 through 10 seeds. Type T if you think they're going to be a top 6 seed.